大家好, Taipei. Good morning. From Taipei to the Netherlands, to荷兰. You will see some pictures running. I am not presenting. The pictures speak for themselves and gives you impressions on the things we have done in the city of Tel Aviv in Israel. It will show you some pictures that symbolizes, visualizes what I try to say to you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very honored to be here with TEDxTaipei. Very honored to work with Jason and Kevin on this presentation. I take you to the Netherlands, a small house where an Oriental monk was sitting on a sofa, and I was sitting on the floor. And we had a conversation going on. I was 36, thought very successful in life, international career, traveled all over the world, worked as an engineer, have my black belt, have my university degree, and I thought I'm successful. And I'm having a very nice conversation with this monk from India, dressed in orange. And he looks at me in a conversation, and he says, Atem, do you really realize, are you aware that you are only using 10% of your mind? I said, go away. Come on, I'm successful. I use all my mind. And he said, in the next 10, 15 years in your career, what do you want to be? Do you want to be this big tree where no small plants grow? Or do you want to be a tree, a garden, where many other plants can grow? I said, of course, the second one. He said, but your whole behavior that I've been observing is one of a big tree with no space for others to grow. He was like my teacher taking a racket and smashing my ego. I felt a little bit embarrassed, and I thought, how can you say that to me? I'm okay, right? I collected all my courage to show respect to this master. And he knew I didn't understand it because I was defending. I said, but I read so many management books. I followed so many courses in so many universities. I am okay. There is nothing that you say that can be true. It's not this world. And he looked at me and said, do you have anything to lose? Why don't you just try it? Respecting him, I thought, okay, I will do it. I take the challenge. And the journey starts right there, where this monk created that trust. He encouraged, and he taught me how to let go. You will see in the slides fire burning somewhere in India during a ceremony. That picture is very symbolic of letting go your old habits, especially the bad habits. Burning it, dissolve it, let go. Difficult, very nice in words, very difficult, especially for somebody like me who learned that if you study, you finish your diplomas, you have success defined by the world, you're okay, nothing can go wrong. Well, it was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. It was wrong. Because a journey started, and I will come back to that, a journey of unlearning, a journey where I had to observe, meditate, be in silence, practice, take it to my professional life. take it to my family life. A journey where I really had to go inside and transform and understand what this Oriental monk was trying to teach me. Now let's go to Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv is the economic and the cultural center of Israel. There was a new elected mayor. He was a former Air Force general. Very new, very dynamic, and he was in office. His staff in the government tried to make all sorts of planning for the future of the city. But the politicians always shut it down. Boom, 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 boom. Dead, the plans. So the planners and the mayors, looking at what are we doing wrong? What are we doing that nobody accepts our plans? Then some of the friends in the government who knew me, who knew my work, I'm talking about years after the conversation in the Netherlands, many years. And they invited me to come and talk to the mayor. So I go into the office in Tel Aviv. No fear, no reason, no interest, just convinced that if they do things differently, they will get a lot of more value for their efforts, for the good of society, for the good of the city. So I had this conversation with this mayor, very pleasant man, and I was telling him this. I said, Mayor, your current way of planning, and this happens in companies, this happens in governments, it happens in families, where a lot of things we learn to accept what the top says is the truth. And here I was telling him that the top must shut up and actually listen. And then from that listening, take the juice of everybody and make a plan for the future. A plan that should be based on intuition of the collective, of the society. A plan that is not expert-driven. A bunch of experts driving to the office, sitting in the office, working on the computer, getting the graphs, getting the statistics, and I say, this is the truth. I think this is good for you all in the city, millions of people. Wrong. Because your plans will be shut down, your plans will not be lived, your plans have no life. And here was this mayor listening to this story, and he thought, is this guy crazy or what? I thought I would get a scientific expert. Yes, I'm scientific, too. And he didn't want to take that risk. He was standing, walking in his office, smoking. In those days, smoking was allowed in the office. And suddenly, I thought, maybe I should give up. Maybe I should give up because I don't think I can convince this man. Suddenly, I tried to calm down myself and to go back in the same spirit as I had in the conversation with my master. I calmed down. There was quiet. There were 10 other advisors sitting in his office listening to this story. And suddenly my eyes went to his watch. And it was this watch that suddenly I saw that he was wearing the same watch. I won't mention the name. It's free advertisement. I stood up and I went to the mayor and said, can I see your watch? And he showed me his watch. He was smoking. And I said, we have the same watch. So what does it say? He looked at me. I said, doesn't it say something about us, you and me, looking for the same quality, looking for the same precision? You know, you're talking to an Air Force general. There's no time to think whether I should shoot down an enemy or not. It's think, act, shoot, victory. So this man was a quick decision maker, but also, as a politician now, avoiding risks. Suddenly he looked at it, he laughed, he shook me hand, and he said, let's do it. And all these advisors were shocked. When we were walking outside the office, some of my friends came to me and said, what did you do to him? What is the magic? I said, no magic. let's go, let's do the project. 2 years, ladies and gentlemen, 2 years of adventure started in this city where for the first time, experts left their offices, became activists, went down to listen to people, not to kill them with data and PowerPoints and statistics, but with solid listening and asking questions, provoking. We also did imaginations. Thousands or so people were mobilized in the city to imagine the future, 20, 25 years, of the space in which they want to live in. We used imaginations. Let the future come to you. Don't extrapolate the past and think that is going to be the future. In the past, we have lots of bad habits. Leave those, take the good ones, and imagine your desired future. It's not the same as fantasy. It's not the same of like daydreaming. It's not hallucinating, like smoking nice tobacco and think, whoa, I can make that future. Not bad, but be careful with smoking. But it was a very thorough planned session of allowing people to free flow and dream and think about the future of the city. So that was the concept. I have tried to unlearn those experts, get them into reality, become activists, and ask those people, go there and ask those people, what is your problem? What is your dream? What are the things you want to see in your city? And get that done. 2 years, it worked. I was told just a few days ago that the mayor, who is giving the diploma now to the best planning team of the city, they won an award. He is re-elected for the 3rd time. So if you are politicians here, I'm willing to advise you how to win the elections. Ladies and gentlemen, going back to my own transformation, why could I do these things to so big cities, to leaders, including some people in Taiwan? I've been coming to Taiwan since 1993. I've been traveling over the world to Africa, Middle East, and so on and so on. I've been meeting a lot of people who have responsibility, who are captured in their box, surrounded by fear. Fear to fail. Fear to do something new. Fear to do something unusual. Not for the sake of unusual, but for the sake of doing something big, something important, something that can make a difference in the quality of our lives on this planet. In 30 years from now, there will be 3-4 billion more people on this planet. More food is needed, more water is needed, more energy is needed, more transport is needed. Can we move like this? It's going to be crowded. It's going to be complex. Do we train and educate the young people to deal with the world of tomorrow? No way. We are not training them. Go to all the universities around the world, including those big ones. I've seen Cambridge, I've seen Harvard. They are locked in the same old style. There are people out there like you and I and all the other speakers here who are doing unusual things. They are the misfit, as it was said by Adam this morning. So those people, those coalitions need to meet each other more often. Those coalitions need to come in. Now, again, as I said, going back to my own transformation, my own habits of unlearning, I started a journey after listening to my teacher, how to unlearn, how to observe the mind right here. Every single minute, every single second, issue judgment based on the right hypothesis, on the right assumptions. Am I closing myself? Am I listening to you, or am I already judging about you? It's a continuous process. It becomes a lifestyle of self-critical observance. Observe yourself when you are interacting with other people. I said, unlearning is a process where you know that anytime, anywhere, any moment, by anyone from this planet, a good message can come to you. Don't miss it. Be open. Be like a sponge, 24 hours a day, even in your sleep. Remember your dreams, the bad ones too. Be open. Don't fear. So, ladies and gentlemen, unlearning for me has been a process not of lecturing. But after my ego was smashed, I felt ashamed. I went through this journey. I had nothing to lose. But I felt three things that are important for all of us. When you want to embark in the process of unlearning, you must have the trust. Yourself, the trust. Remember the T, trust. The second thing is important is that you receive encouragement. Be encouraged that you can not make mistakes, and mistakes are allowed. So encourage, the E. And the D is for detachment. Let go. Don't get attached. So that is the mantra you should take away today, which is trust, encouragement, and detachment. Then you become an activist in unlearning. Can you do that? Can you do that? I don't hear you. You can't do that, right? So it is important to understand your fears from inside. Observe what is blocking you. Calm down the mind. When the organizers of this meeting send me an email, say, can you write us some of your speaking points? Because of our interpreters, I thought, my God, my story is going to be different when I stand here. So how can I write my 10 points? Anyway, it's part of the world. Help the organizers to do their job properly. So I wrote my speaking points. But I discovered that I wrote it so beautiful that I thought, oh my God, I won't remember this anymore. How will I can't read here. That's the moment where you have to, your lifestyle will help you. The unlearning lifestyle will help you to say, well, I wrote it for them. That's not my story. When people asked me yesterday, so what are you going to talk about? I said, I don't know. When I say I don't know, it doesn't mean I don't know. It means I know, but I don't know exactly how it will flow, how it will come out. So you put that paper aside, let it go, burn it, let it go, and then make your own juice, your own inspiration, your own intuition to come in, and just let that flow. Don't block it, let it flow. I learned from the Oriental philosophies from China, from India, that it's not you who is speaking here. It is through you where flows the wisdom of eternity. I thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.